Maseches Eruvin daf tzadiches. The Gemara brings the chiddush of Ben Azai, the Mihaleich komeid. That means if someone's walking, it has halacha as if it's noch. Every step is considered a hanacha. And therefore the Gemara explains, we're not concerned that you can take something of Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah, because since you can go through a Carmelis and it's considered Yemunach in the Carmelis, we're not concerned of a Akir from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah. The Ritva in our Sugya says a Chiddush, which is an eye-opener in the Iker Geder of the opinion of Ben Azai, the Mihaleich komeid. The Ritva says that since we're going Mihaleich komeid, and therefore we're not concerned if a Haitzah Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah, so too it was nidche, the svara that the Gemara said before, according to Rava, that if you bring a chayfetz mitchilas tal the seif tal vaviru derech olav, that you chayiv, because according to Ben Azai, the Mihaleich is komeid, and the walking is considered a hanacha. So therefore, derech olav, if someone brings a chayfetz towards himself, he'll also be considered a hanacha, and you wouldn't be chayiv b'hevir derech olav. The Avnei Nezer asks, he says, the Ritva's tzarichi and gadol, what's the connection to these two halachas? The halacha of Mihaleich komeid is when he's putting his foot down, every step is considered a hanacha. What does that have to do with hevir derech olav? Hevir derech olav, there was no hanacha. He brought the chayfetz from beginning to end. It passed through. There was no hanacha b'chlal. How can you compare it to Mihaleich komeid? So the Avnei Nezer says that the beer of the Dvar is that the machloikis Ben Azai and the Chachamim is the Ben Azai says every single step is considered a hanacha, and therefore it's considered munach. However, the Chachamim say, although they agree that every step is a new step and it's considered a akira and a hanacha, however, you look at the person and the person is continuing going, it has a halacha it was never noch. And the machlokes is, do you look at the step, each foot, or you have to look at the person? And the person is moving. So Avnei Nezer says that's the same idea in Rava, that by Rava, although the chayfetz is moving, since the person is stationary, he's standing in one place, the fact that he's standing in one place, the fear derech olav, would be potter according to Ben Azai. Ayin the Marsha and Toisis over here, that's not like the Ritva, and he says Ben Azai is not a contradiction to Rava. Ayin the Sefer Mishnas HaShabbos in Shabbos Daf Heim at Beis that says that this Ritva's Mihaleich according to Avnei Nezer is not like the Mihaleich in the Geder of Mihaleich komeid of the Sefer Chayvetz Hashem from the Orach Chaim HaKodesh, that he's mavur a totally different understanding in the machloikis if Mihaleich komeid or not komeid. They asked the kasha, how could it be that Ben Azai holds the Mihaleich komeid and it's considered a hanacha? The halacha is that if someone's omer the katif, if someone stops in Rosh Hashanah to secure the baggage on the shoulder, it's not considered hanacha. Even though he stopped, it's not considered hanacha. So he asked, how could Mihaleich komeid be considered hanacha if a total stop, katif, is not considered hanacha? On that, the Chayvetz Hashem says that Ben Azai disagrees with that. Ben Azai holds that omer katif is not considered munach. The same way Mihaleich is komeid, and Ben Azai holds the omer katif is not considered nayid, it's considered a hanacha. Because if Ben Azai holds Mihaleich, walking is considered stopping, considered munach, certainly omer the katif is considered munach. So the Chayvetz Hashem asks, so then, if according to Ben Azai, omer the katif is considered hanacha, so according to the Ben Azai lishmel rabbanon, that also is considered a hanacha, and it shouldn't be considered nayid when it's omer the katif according to the rabbanon. On that, the Chayvetz Hashem says that is good for the machlokes Ben Azai and the Rabbanon, and the reason why the Rabbanon disagree to Ben Azai is because they hold Oimel Lekatev is considered Nayid and it's not considered Munach. So you see, according to the Chayfetz Hashem, the point of the Machlokes Ben Azai and the Rabbanon is if Oimel Lekatev is considered Munach or not. And Mishnah says Shabbos is more further. The Be'emes this Chayfetz Hashem is not like the Chaznish. The Chaznish is Mesupik. If someone's Oimel Lekatev, which is considered like this night is going, it's not considered Munach, and someone else comes and takes a Chayfetz from him, is that considered an Akira from a Matzav of Noch, or it's not? If someone will take a Chayfetz from somebody when he's walking, it's not considered an Akira. So the Chaznish declares what's the halacha if he's Oimel Lekatev. So you see, according to the Chaznish, the Oimel Lekatev could be it's not considered Nayid totally. That's not like the Chayfetz Hashem. According to the Chayfetz Hashem, he compares the halacha of Oimel Lekatev to the halacha of Mihaleich. Moving further on, the Moran Beis brings the halacha of Rava that Teich Shloishiv is a hanocha. Teich 3 tefachim of the karka needs a hanocha agabi mashu. It's not enough that's within 3 tefachim of the karka has needs to settle on mashu. And Taisus asks from the Gemara in Shabbos, the Yechayev, there's no hanocha agabi mashu, and Taisus says that yesh l'chalik, that over here the chayfetz is coming and from higher up and landing within 3 tefachim. Over there, since it's coming from higher up, it needs a hanocha gabi mashu. Mashenkin over there, we're discussing that it was going from a shusiyachet to shusiyachet derech shusirabim, and it was always under 3 tefachim. So since the chayfetz was always under 3 tefachim, it doesn't need a hanocha gabi mashu. This teretz is tzorchi and gadol. What's the bir advarim? What's the difference if a chayfetz was in 3 tefachim needs a hanocha agabi mashu? What's the difference if it was coming from higher up or not? I in the Sefer Teitzos Chaim that he explains. Although Teisus says you need a hanocha gabi mashu, it's not that without a hanocha gabi mashu, it's not a hanocha b'chlal. It is a hanocha, but it's not a hanocha mechayeves. A full hanocha has to be a gabi mashu. So he says therefore it's cholok. If it's coming from higher up and landing, it needs a full-fledged hanocha to be considered a new hanocha, and therefore it has to be a gabi mashu. Masha'enkim is always within 3 tefachim. It doesn't need such a strong hanocha of hanocha gabi mashu. Moving further on, the Mishnah says, "Ap mishnitlash roiko." If he has spit in his mouth, he shouldn't walk the alamis b'shasarabim. I in the Sefer Minchas Yitzchak, that he has a shaila. What happens if someone has pieces of food after a meal in his mouth? Is it included in this Isser to walk in Rosh Hashanah? And he says, although it's not considered klachayad because it's mavur and ben yoinison over here, that's not klachayad. If you have spit or food particles in your mouth, it's normal to have it in your mouth. It's not considered klachayad. But he says it will not have the chomer of our Mishnah. Our Mishnah has a chomer because the machshav is mashvilei dalad al dalad, because he wants specifically a spit to be in his mouth. However, when you have food particles that you don't mechaven for it, it's not considered dalad al dalad. So therefore, it's not an issa deraisa, and it's considered in a miskaven because he doesn't want to take it out, and also it's chatzi shir. So therefore, it's mutter. But he says, nevertheless, it's better for someone to clean his mouth out before he goes into Rosh Hashanah. However, Shlomo Zalman, Bruden Shmir Shabbos Kolchasa, says that we never find anywhere that there's a chiyuv to rinse your mouth out before you go into Rosh Hashanah. The same way, but it says by basa b'cholav, between meat and milk, that you should rinse your mouth out. But it's not like huskar anywhere that you have to rinse your mouth out before you go into Rosh Hashanah. Since obviously it must be that the food particles are bottled to your gufa, it's not considered tzar b'chal unless you're in tremendous pain and discomfort from the food in your mouth. Then you should clean yourself out before you go into Rosh Hashanah.